Is Ancient Guardians worth getting? I'm just going to come out straight to the gate here and be like, I think this set has a lot of different things to offer to a lot of people. I've already heard some complaints from people going, the reprints do not make this set worth my time, and that's fine. But you know what? I'm here for some cool stuff, and I want to talk about some of the applications and things from this set, which can lead to some cool potential. So smash the ever-loving crap out of the subscribe button, and let's dig on into, is Ancient Guardians worth it, shall we? Ancient Guardians is home of 3 new themes. And before you're like, oh my gosh, Robbie, like, we know they're all bad. No, they are not all bad. They open up some pretty cool doors and things. So the first one we're going to talk about here is Usartic, or the polar bear looking Megazord dudes. I think it's my most accurate description for these guys. So this whole theme basically pulls one from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds with the ability to basically synchro down. Their biggest boss monster is effectively a super floodgate monster. They're all level 8 and 7 for interaction purposes. And they got, what, a discard search too, so search or check. Kind of hard to summon though. I think it's kind of like my first problem with this. At least the UA's got level 4s that they could navigate. This deck just has a bunch of 7s and 8s. Cool thing is, like, this deck is really good at popping, like, spell and traps. I think it's, like, the best selling point that they have going. Besides, like, having a super floodgate monster that, like, punishes the opponent, they have really good spell and trap removal. Everything else is kind of bad. Also, I'm kind of disappointed because, like, they didn't get any more support in Dawn, which, I mean, good support. So I'm kind of hoping that this theme isn't done by Konami standards, because honestly, it is the worst of the 3 in comparison to what, you know, the other themes can do and generic power-ups like that. But if you're really looking forward to playing the Power Ranger, Megazord, you know, Polar Bear theme, then that's fine. Like I said, you make a big boss monster, you can do some cool things, but I guess actually if your locals is full of spells and traps, then yeah, you can also run through them because, you know, good cards are good. Number 2 on our list here, this is the Abyss. I'm actually expecting Abyss to be the biggest banger out of this set. I have seen so many cool toolbox ideas out of the OCG with this theme. Like, they've even gone so far as they're playing this engine with frickin' Orcust at this point in time. And I'll be honest with you, their Orcust deck's a lot better than ours. I wish we could play Abyss Orcust like the way that they can. Oh my gosh, it's actually kind of cool watching, like, these 2 engines in synergy destroying the opponent. Like, that would be nice, but unfortunately we can't do that. Other versions of the deck that we can abuse, we can do cool things with Ultimaya Bejibolka. There was like what is it? You go like Reptilian Hydra, make up the opponent's monster 0, and then you can do things with the Alien Link monster. You end up with like a Search 5 for your combo. Downside is you have to play like Heretics in the deck, which isn't an issue. Like, honestly, like, yeah, you have to play the Heretics because you have to summon, what, the Dragon Hexer, Core Hexer thing. It's like a level 8 synchro, and like you have to be able to make Ultimaya Vishibolkan. And then once you make Ultini, or whatever his name is, you spam the tokens on the field, and then you start link comboing and doing what you want to do there through that. So the ending field is pretty alright. I like the recursion that Abyss has going for it. It's just, I don't know if the Orcust variant will be the strongest in the TCG, or really what variants we can do. But considering the deck unchecked, like a full Snake Rain Resolution, ends on like some really cool boards. So I already know players are brewing up some really cool ideas. Like, the OCG's got a little bit, I would say, larger degeneracy pool available to them to abuse with Abyss, but let the TCG get this, and you will at least, bare minimum, in the tier 2 category, see this deck making stirs. If not, I would say make sure you have this deck, because once you kind of start upchucking into like 1.5, you will see this deck do things. All right, imagine not opening up an Ash Blossom for their Snake Rain. You just pick up your cards and you walk away, because that's literally what happens in this matchup. Like, if Snake Rain resolves. If not, they lose, because you're like, haha, Ash Blossom, Snake Rain. You're like, neg 2? Neg 2? Neg 2. Alright? That's my biggest problem with Abyss right now. It's, you auto lose to Ash Blossom. Even though, like, Ash Blossom is not a super high impact card in today's format, like, actually, I think they lose to Nibiru too, considering how many times it's on. Like, the Super Combo deck loses to Nibiru, but depends on how many hand traps are active in the format come May. But we'll have to wait and see for that. Next up on our list here is Dorme Cord. Now, Dorme Cord in its base form right now isn't great. I'm just going to come out and say it. I don't think that it's great, but they are generic pendulum cards. And that's the thing that really caught my attention, is they're going to build on this. They've already proven to us that they're going to build on this. We are getting that Link monster, that Link 2. I already saw Triff. He made a video on it talking about how the card changes everything. I mean, like, you just have to understand that, like, their interactions are between, like, their positive and their negative scales, or odd scales in terms of numbers, blah, blah, blah. But generic pendulum support always opens up one or two cool doors. They also have this cool spell card that, what is it? You can set scales from your deck, which definitely, I have to say it, like, these are the cards that you want to keep an eye on, because it just takes one guy being like, I can splash a somewhat small engine of this into pendulums. Does that remind you guys of the current spellcaster toolbox that we have going for it for pendulums? Because that's essentially what it is. Downside is, what, I think they're all fairy, which doesn't currently have any synergy whatsoever with it. But I think in terms of, like, being busted, this deck has the most potential next to Abyss, because it's pendulum generic support, and you can tell any gosh dang time that you have cool things like this available to you, yes, it's going to do something. It's just Yu-Gi-Oh! In a nutshell 101. Alright, so keep an eye. I mean that. Keep an eye on the stuff. Alright, keep an eye on Dorme Cord prices. And if things start getting spooky, that's when I would start picking up what I want. I think day one prices are going to be pretty cheap across the board here, until we find out that, oh, look at that, Abyss has one of their best cards at short print status. And you're like, well, I guess. Now, the backbone of this set is going to be made by what is a collector's rare. We recently just got the chance to see all of the reprints in this set, and the biggest winners, for me personally, I am ecstatic to see Pankratops and Skullmeister having that potential collector's rare status, as I think most of you guys are as well, except for the one guy that was commenting going, I can just play my 50-cent version of Pankratops. This is ridiculous. I hate this. Who cares? Let everybody else that wants to have the nice Pankratops, let them have it. Now, the thing that really stood out to me was, I thought Konami had learned from their last mistake, which was the Evil Twin set, which kind of opened up the doors to us and showed us that the CR choices weren't very great to the community. The community wasn't too happy with what was picked for the slots. So this time, instead of being Unicorn and Phoenix, as the winners, we went for more metagame choices here. We picked Pankratops, and we picked, yeah, that's right, Skullmeister. I would argue that are somewhat worse. And then, on the question mark status here, we have Snake's Reign, Pot of Acquisitus. I swear if that stupid pot card, the one that shuffles 3 into the deck for pendulums and draws 2, is a plot. Oh, it's going to be bad. I would not mind seeing Venom and Naga. I think a lot of people were kind of agreeing with that. Seeing Venom and Naga as a collector's rare doesn't really shock anybody, I'll be honest with you. But of course, the waifu tax in this set's going to be very real. Much like the Evil Twins in the previous set, where you guys were like, oh yeah, makes sense. Yeah, waifu tax. Evil Twins aren't even, like, busted, but you have an entire waifu archetype in here, so you can already tell that pretty much every CR for them, straight to the moon. Alright? Overall, this set's going to probably follow the same rule as every other previous set. Set on sealed to this set for a year. I would say that the set's not Mystic Fighters level. Alright, you guys remember Dragon Maids and all that, but every time we have a stupid waifu archetype, you just keep sealed product for a while, and you go up. Collector's rares from this set are going to make or break the set. Pankratops and our friend Skullmeister are very nice. The overall themes, though, Usartic, there's a lot of potential to be had with Abyss, and I'm waiting to see generic toolboxing options available for the Dorme cards. So what do you guys think about Ancient Guardians? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. I look forward to reading the comments, and smash your ever crap out of the subscribe button for more awesome content. Have a good rest of your day, guys. Peace out. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCool40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCool40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcoolgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.